Whoa. What's up?
Woohoo! All right, welcome back to the show.
Paper. Welcome everyone to Journey with Chloe, episode 10.
Woohoo!
This is our 10th episode. This show is dedicated to Taylor artists. Well, it's dedicated to telling stories by us and to feature different artists living at Taylor. I'm your co-host for the show, Chloe Gard.
And I'm your other co-host, Journey Cornett. You can follow our Instagram page at _Journey with Chloe _ to keep updated and to reach out if you or someone you know would like to be featured on our show. We hope to feature as many original Taylor artists as possible and would love to get to know your story. All right. We have a guest named Ethan Michael. Chloe just broke the mic. But we're going to proceed as if nothing is happening, and if you hear anything crazy, it's just Chloe's mic.
I'm going to mute myself real quick.
Okay. Ethan Michael, introduce yourself.
Could I have my pistol back, please?
Oh my goodness. Nerf gun. That's what we're talking about, since we have to clarify that on the radio.
Chloe took it from me. I want it back. She's breaking the mic still, though.
That's chaos.
That's what follows me everywhere. I'm Ethan Michael. I'm a freshman at Taylor University. I'm also a film major, and I happen to be friends with these two for some reason.
I don't know why.
I'm joking. They're good people. Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks for having me on.
where are you from?
I'm from New Zealand.
That's a
I
lie.
can attest
No, it's
to
not.
that. No, it's not.
I'm from
Don't half justify it like your roommate does.
He's from Australia.
and then
Australia is
no.
not New Zealand.
No, I said
Can't
don't
be a
half
fixer.
justify it. Like don't come up with a half truth to make
Why
us
is it like-
believe
Why
that you're correct.
I couldn't even come up with a half truth. I've never been to New Zealand.
Okay.
The only reason he says he's from Australia is because he lived there for a couple years.
Okay. this
Like
is fair.
2.
We'll
I'm back.
We'll feature Justice a different day. Next
Please,
question.
he's great.
Next question. Next
question.
I'm also a host of Under the Loft on
Yes.
this station
Yeah, so tell us
Tuesdays at
about
6
that.
p.m. What about it?
Usually.
What do you normally talk about?
I don't know.
It's just like random questions.
It is
right?
very random.
And you
Well,
can call in.
no, because I've been trying to line up people to interview, but it's been really hard schedule wise because I've had to pre-record a whole bunch of them and then I forget to put them on the air. So, but yeah,
That sounds like a you problem.
it
sir.
is a you problem.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm getting it done.
So what's some
Good for you.
key points that you've talked about so far in your shows? Yes.
Well, there was an episode I brought two of my dorm mates, Matthew Saxby and Wade Francis. I was about to say Matthew Wade, but that's not true. We talked about
Matthew Wade.
life on Sammy 2 and freshman point games and things like that. And then we also talked about broken bone experiences because, I broke my collarbone. Wade has broken 6 bones in his body, which I don't know how he's still alive,
I thought
but
you said you broke 8.
he probably did break 8.
Okay.
I don't know. It's one of those numbers with the curves in it. So it's not a 7. It's not a no. It could be a 2 because 2 has curve. It's not a 1. It's not a 5. No, 5 has a curve.
It
Never
does
mind.
Have a curve.
Yeah. It couldn't be 11. It couldn't be
14.
14. Correct.
It couldn't be 4.
It couldn't be 4 either. No.
Wow.
Couldn't be 6.
So
I'm drawing out the numbers right now.
Yeah, Chloe's just like in with her finger in the air drawing out the numbers.
So why did you choose Taylor? Everybody gets asked this question.
Well, I don't. I honestly, I feel like Taylor chose me. Like, so.
No.
What? What? What's wrong with saying that? I'm
Whoa,
peeking the
whoa,
mic. I'm
whoa,
sorry.
whoa.
I was majorly peeking the mic right there. Well, no, it's
Apologies.
because my mom's an alumni, and so she
Oh, cool.
drug me to like every single reunion since before I was born, and so I've just sort of always been here. And then they have a great film program, and I wanted to be a film major, so I'm like, if it ain't broke, that was pretty much my mentality.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're involved in theater.
No.
No, back up.
Okay,
joking, I'm
I
joking.
know.
No, wait,
I'm like, okay.
I was going to back it up
I was
a bit.
like, I know you are.
I'm
so
I'm going to back it up a bit. Why are you a film major? Like, why are
Okay,
you
yeah,
interested in film?
Why aren't you interested in film?
well, I mean,
That's a great question. I wasn't.
I was just always good at telling stories. I wouldn't. Okay, this is embarrassing. Do you know Star Wars: The Clone Wars
yeah.
TV
Oh, yeah.
series?
Oh, yeah.
I would make my own characters and then insert them into the storyline and make them have their own side adventures
So
based
fan
off of the
fiction.
plot. Yeah, exactly. I would make fan
I
fiction.
see it.
I never wrote any of it down, but I would always like when I was going to sleep or when I was bored in the car, I'd just start daydreaming about fan fiction for Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
You know, I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
So what
I
are you
respect
wanting
that
to
so
do with
much.
film? What kind of draw you in and like, you know? We ask everybody this, so it's like, and nobody has it figured out, but just like.
If you give me my pistol back, I'll answer that question. I
don't know.
really want the Nerf gun though.
Why?
Need the Nerf.
Why do you need the Nerf gun in the radio station?
I'm not gonna fire it. I just want it. I need it. It's my emotional support thing. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. So.
It's beautiful.
Wow.
And also, it fits my hand like perfectly.
It does.
It's really nice. Anyway, I don't actually know where I want to go with film. There's a whole lot of avenues.
Sorry.
I don't know. That's sort of what I'm here to find out.
Yeah.
Taking classes and learning skills and trades and such. Oh. Yeah.
I will take the Nerf gun away.
So what are hey guys. I already said.
That's not an equivalent. I pointed the Nerf gun at her and she pointed her finger gun at me. I'm like, who's gonna win in this scenario?
Me.
No, that's not how that works. Okay.
Oh, you think you're so cool?
So like, what are some? Hey guys, remember what we said before the show?
We never said we couldn't.
We're gonna stay on track.
No. We said we'd be professional.
I said we're staying on track this week, unlike last week.
No,
Okay.
last week was really good.
Okay,
We had
last week was
Caroline.
chaos. No,
It was
whatever
the week before with the other Ethan.
was. Wow, we just got a theme at this point. Okay, but moving on. moving on.
She's got a point.
So what are some things that you've like what are some classes you've taken right now that you're like, oh, this would be really interesting as far as a career would go?
Radio station. I would love to get a job at a radio studio.
I see it. That's really cool.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. I think I could make it as a voice actor.
Yeah,
That'd probably be
probably
good.
could.
So
'Cause-
Ethan has aired on how many of our projects so far?
Let's see.
Probably like 20.
No.
No.
Well, it's a high number, but let's see. I did Pat's. I did yours.
Yeah, twice.
Twice. Who else did I do twice? I did someone else
Wait,
twice.
how do you do yours
Because
twice?
you did my first project.
Yeah,
and then
I was.
this project.
No,
I
you
was-
didn't. He didn't do you
Yeah.
No,
on that.
what was your?
He-
Well, okay. So the
Dollar
first.
General.
Yeah, you did her Dollar
Fully
General
project.
one. You
Dollar
didn't do.
General.
He didn't do your fully project.
No.
Oh wait,
yeah.
that's right.
You did my fully.
That-
I
project.
did
right.
Chloe's fully project, and then I did Pat's fully project. I did Kirsten's radio ad.
Yeah.
Wait. Kirsten's? No, you didn't. You weren't in Kirsten's. You were in
Radio.
No, I was
Caroline's.
with Kirsten. That was.
Oh,
no,
yeah, you were
it was,
with
it was
Kirsten
Carolyn's.
for Carolyn's.
Yeah.
Caroline's.
Caroline's.
But then you were in JP.
Yep.
And yeah.
He played Remy. It was really good.
I did play.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
No,
good
it was
time.
good.
And then with Isaac and were you in theirs? No, you weren't.
Isaac
in
was
theirs.
my partner.
I mean,
Yeah,
you were in
so,
your
like,
own.
but you
I
were in
wasn't.
your-
I wasn't.
Well,
my
I mean,
own.
like
Yeah.
some people aren't even in their own. Like I wasn't in my.
Sorry, it just happens sometimes. The body's got to do what it's got to do.
So my mom told me she stopped listening to this podcast
No.
because of things like that. She said she can't keep track of where the conversation is going and things like that.
Who's out there?
I don't know.
Okay, also we have to give a shout out to people real quick
Who?
because your
Oh, it's my dad's birthday
Woohoo!
today.
Oh,
Happy
happy birthday.
Yeah.
Can we sing?
Woohoo.
Sure.
Sure. Wait, what's his name? We'll just say Chloe's
Doug,
dad.
but we can say just
Okay.
dad.
Well, I'm not gonna say dad if he's not my dad.
We'll just do Chloe's dad.
Okay.
All right.
Chloe's dead? Wait, hold on. I missed the memo.
This is news. right.
Okay.
One,
Are you ready?
Yeah.
2, 3.
three.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
my
Chloe's
dad.
dad. Happy birthday to you.
Lovely.
Yay.
Yay. Okay.
Guys, I
And
think
then
we should form a band.
Well, I have to give a shout out.
I
Because I
mean-
always give a shout out every time to my family. So shout out to you.
But your mom stopped listening. She's not going to hear the show.
No.
But I
Wait,
still have
wait.
to give it.
Wait.
Oh.
My mom, my dad, Justin, Jaden, Jonah, Julia, Joel,
Oh.
and my dog. Well, He doesn't really count. He doesn't listen. But and all the stray cats. All the stray cats. Also,
All the stray cats.
side note, I don't know how many cats will be there. Whenever I left, there was 14 cats on our porch. Whenever I get back, I don't know how many cats there will be. So,
It's just too many of them.
anyways.
My dad goes, wow, laughy
Wow.
face.
Okay. So,
He said thank you, and at least the song was burp free too.
You know, stuff
Okay.
happens.
Okay, so now we're gonna just have a little like week in review sort of thing. So what's something that has happened this week that is significant?
Well, okay,
It's
so
Tuesday.
Well,
No,
and
no.
we were gonna talk about our
No.
Foley
The
project.
The week hasn't even started yet.
no. Okay, so what we usually do
Past week.
is we have like observations at Taylor. Where we talk about the weird stuff that's happened
Oh.
within the past week. So like from last Tuesday.
So
within
yeah.
the past week. But
Well,
in this
this
case,
episode-
because it's you, if there's anything like weird or stupid that you have done, please share.
Were you guys
Well-
at the DC when I did coffee?
I talked about that last
No.
episode.
No.
Wait.
Yeah,
But Ethan needs to tell the story because every
long
single
ago did I do
person who
that?
tells it has a
I
different
don't
perspective.
remember, but
I thought I did it like last Thursday.
well, I don't know. You did it far enough back that I talked about it during the last show.
Oh, well then it's not really relevant anymore.
Well, you
You
have
can
to
tell about
tell
it. You're the one that did it.
because Chloe and Caroline said it. But
Oh. Well, it was a really simple prank. All I did was go buy a coffee pot at Goodwill for like 2 cents, and then I took it, and I was gonna fill it up with coffee, but the coffee dispenser was turned off that night. It was dinner time, so I couldn't get it filled with coffee, and so I filled it with Dr. Pepper instead. Because
Lame.
they
Lame.
Wow.
look the same. They look exactly like the same liquid, and Dr. Pepper is better. Shameless plug. So then I took it around and I was just yelling, "Hey, does anyone want coffee? I got free coffee here. Hey, who wants free coffee? Fresh hot coffee!" Like the entire time, and I went on the entire DC yelling
did.
that. Like
You
it
did.
took like 5-10 minutes to get everybody, and I started actually filling up people's cups.
And I
they
will
were very-
say-
wow.
yeah.
I was sitting with Caroline and Justice when you were doing that, and someone leaned over to Justin and goes, "Hey, is that your roommate?" And Justice goes, "Yeah, yeah, that is."
Oh, justice.
All the things that happen at the
And then,
DC.
do you want to tell what happened afterwards outside with the coffee pot?
Oh yeah. So when you shake the coffee pot, the lid bounces up and down and makes a really funny boom noise. And I did it too hard, and the coffee pot shattered in my hand. And
No, you dropped it, and it fell.
no, I didn't drop it.
You
I
didn't
was
drop
I was
it?
just shaking it vigorously.
Oh, it looked like you dropped it.
No. Well, I mean, the glass dropped, and then it shattered on the sidewalk. No, I was just shaking it, and then it just...
the 2
It went-
cents from Goodwill. There's a reason why
Yeah.
it went to Goodwill.
There's a reason why it was 2 cents.
Oh boy.
Oh, no.
boy.
Okay. So, do you guys want to have a recap over what we did for our Foley projects?
Sure.
Okay. Because I feel like that's some good observations at Taylor. Or
I mean,
some fun things that happened
If
on
you really
campus.
want to talk about what happened,
We don't have to talk about
in the
everything.
studios.
But basically we all had a project where we had to take a clip from a movie, take
Yeah.
out all of the sound, all of the music, everything, and we could keep the music, but we had to recreate all the sounds using just like sounds like around campus, things like that. So, what
Oh.
did you guys do your project over? You don't just like the movie.
I did a scene from Tommy Boy.
Very cool.
Ignore
But
me. I'm
it's-
gonna do
it's
a
an old
thing real
movie.
quick.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, actually. My partner saw it, and he was like, "Let's do this."
Okay. Ignore me. Just smile and wave, boys.
Oh, we got an Instagram reel.
Oh shoot!
The Nerf gun.
Check our Instagram for that. All right.
Wait, what show did
I-
you do yours over?
I did mine over a clip from The Mandalorian.
And Chloe recorded all of the music herself, which was incredible.
I wanted to work alone. Sit back down, please, sir.
Retrieving
Thank you.
ammunition.
So I wanted to work alone for this project because it was a group project, or you had to work with a partner. But I was like, nah, I can do this on my own.
And she did.
You did good.
I did
though.
do it on my own.
Yeah, you did really good.
Ethan voiced Mando, unfortunately.
What?
No,
Ow.
I'm kidding. No, you did a really good job.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really fun. We
Yeah.
had a lot of like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. editing nights, which was pretty fun. I did a scene over.
We even went to 3 a.m. one night.
one night. Yeah, actually, that was pretty fun.
Ah.
Okay.
Ethan. Oh, never mind. You already talked. Sorry.
Well, okay, so now let's go on to part 2
Sorry.
of observations
What?
at Taylor. And who wants to go first? What is the Chloe?
Yeah.
Get off your phone.
I am trying to update the Instagram.
What does Nerf bullets mean?
That after the show.
North bullets.
Yes.
Nerf?
North.
What's this referring to?
I keep giving Ethan Nerf bullets, and
Yeah, there were like 20 of them in my bag this morning.
yeah,
You just keep sticking them in there for no reason.
there's a reason. There is a reason.
But I don't see, until today, I didn't buy a gun that fires them, and this one doesn't even fire them either. This one fires balls. What? It does.
Okay. What in the world?
So why did you give them to me?
Interesting.
There is a reason.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about
Stay
that
tuned
next
in
week
live.
when. Yes. Okay.
When we don't have Ethan on.
Yes.
What? I'll still be listening,
Okay,
and then
okay.
if you say something, I can just come in the studio.
So Ethan,
That's true. You
let's
can.
transition over to this creepy
Well-
doll situation. So.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yesterday?
the creepy
Yeah.
doll that
Okay.
disappeared
Okay.
for...
Yeah.
I
Hang on.
know.
Wait.
Okay, no.
no,
I
we have to tell a story
backstory.
first, and then
Okay,
backstory.
and then we'll tell.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's
Backstory.
actually haunted, too.
It is haunted.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
Journey,
So.
go.
Okay. So I
Yeah.
live in
I'm
Berg.
scared.
Some girl got this really creepy doll. Like half of her head is bald, but like the other half has like
It's a
stringy
really
hair
creepy
and
doll.
nasty. Like there's not eyes, so they just use like crossed band-aids.
Its elbow is ripped
Its
as
elbow
well.
is
and there's
ripped.
fluff
It's
sticking
so
out.
creepy.
It's like
So-
maybe like 3 feet tall. It's a pretty big doll.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It looks
So,
like a small child.
It does look like a small child. So somebody bought it from Goodwill, and it had like these overalls on and like these boots, so it looked like a child. They brought it up to Third Berg, and on that week that they brought it up, there was 3 calls for an
Yeah.
ambulance, and then like, and
I think I know where the doll is.
and then a bunch of
Oh.
things kept on happening, and it was just like terribly bad luck.
Yeah.
So on Saturday,
No,
a
you
couple-
decided you were like.
I was like, we gotta
do
get
not
rid of.
want
We
this
don't
doll
want this doll
anymore.
anymore. Everybody keeps on saying how they're gonna get rid of it. Nobody has. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna make this happen. So on Saturday, I'm studying with a group of people, and we all decide,
there.
hey, let's
No.
go bring this
It
doll.
was me and
okay,
you decided.
all right, it was me, Chloe, Thane, JP. So
No, it was
we all
originally me and you.
decide
Will
we're gonna
you
go.
put the pistol away, sir?
Guys, I'm telling
just
a
holding it.
story.
Yeah, listen to the story.
The story, Chloe.
Oh, sorry.
So anyway, so we
It's okay.
decide that
No,
we're gonna
no,
go.
Now I
put-
feel bad. I'm sorry, go ahead.
We're gonna put the doll in Justice and Ethan's room. So we get in Thane's car because it was freezing that day. So we just drove over and
was
we
like
walk up the stairs and we're like, all right. And
no,
Ethan,
no, pause. So we had an elaborate plan. We're like, okay,
Yes.
we're gonna try to find a time. I'm gonna call Ethan and be like, hey, are you in your dorm? Please say no. I'm like, we're gonna figure things out. We're like making sure you guys are not in the building, or at least not in your dorm when we
Well,
were doing
okay.
this.
yeah.
And good news, they weren't in the dorm. You
But
can keep going.
so we walk
It's
upstairs
funny.
and Ethan is sitting at the top of the stairs doing his homework.
Yeah.
Out of
we
all
all-
the people
And
we
you-
could have run into
And
on
we
the floor.
just go,
Oh,
and then we
okay.
start laughing. And then we said, okay, where's your room at? And then he says, it's down the hall. So then we go down the hall. We put it on the chair. And then we're like, where's Justice at? And he's like, oh, he's taking a shower. And we're like, we just had a 15 to 30 minute window that we just managed to come up here and put it away. So then what happens to the doll?
What happened to the doll?
So the doll was in the chair, and I messed with it for a bit. Okay, that minute, I picked it up and I took it around Sammy, and I'm like, "Hey, you like my doll?"
Okay.
And so I was having fun with it and scaring people. Anyway,
Scaring people.
Did you guys keep the bag on the top or did you take the...
No, I took the bag
okay,
off.
Okay.
Was that so the doll didn't know it was you who kidnapped it?
So what happened to it?
Well, I don't. What time did you drop it off in my room?
Well, it
don't
was
even
Sunday
remember.
at like 2 o'clock.
Okay.
No,
So
it wasn't. It was like 5:30.
Was it? Oh, it was 5 because Thane got there at...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to remember
yeah.
what I did Sunday. That's what happened. Okay.
Nothing.
No, I went on a Dollar General run with some of the sisters from the sister floor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It was me, Ramses, Taylor, and a bunch of others. Anyway, and then Justice got back. He went to bed around 9, so we were out.
What
He
a
throws.
responsible adult.
I
going to
know.
sleep at 9.
No, that's the earliest he's ever gone to bed.
Okay.
I believe
Like the
it.
entire time he's been here. He usually Anyway,
Wow.
so he throws out in the hallway because
Yeah.
he's kind of a no BS person, to be honest. But
He said absolutely not. Out of here.
yeah, and he throws it out in the hallway, and then it wasn't in the hallway when I got back around midnight. Oh no. Yes. Never mind. I got back around midnight to go to bed. It wasn't in the hallway. It wasn't in the chair. And I'm like, and then I don't. Oh,
Have you seen it since?
No.
Okay.
And this leads into another story.
Yeah.
So
Keep telling stories.
I woke up at like 1:30 to 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And someone knocked on the door, and I played sleep because I really didn't want to engage.
Yeah.
I really wanted to go to bed, so I just pretended I was asleep. Someone walks into my dorm. He's like, "Oh, he's asleep," and then he comes up and he kisses me on the head.
What?
So I'm laying on my stomach, my arms are under my pillow, my head's on the pillow, and so he jumps up because I'm on the top bunk. So he jumps up onto the top of the bunk, kisses me on the head, jumps back down, and leaves.
Do you know who that was?
It was the doll.
I do now.
It was the doll.
Well, because I couldn't tell if it was a dream or not.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
okay.
but no, I know who
Accurate.
it is now. But the doll was gone when I woke up afterwards, and I'm like,
Oh, okay.
Justice, what happened to the doll? And he's like, oh, I threw it out. I'm like, oh, great. Of course, then I went to class with you, and you go,
Yeah.
hey, do you still have my relic? You
I didn't say that. I did not say relic.
said
Justice
it was a
started
relic.
saying relic.
Justice did start saying
I
relic.
never said that because I couldn't remember what that word was. So
Oh, so it still was a relic.
it was,
It
but
is a relic.
I didn't say that because I was like, I can't remember what Justice said.
Oh, wait. Anyway, well, after you said that, I ran back to Sammy, and I'm like, crap. I just lost a relic because I didn't know that Berg didn't
Because
really.
I was like, it was like around lunchtime, and I was like, hey, what did Justice do with the doll? Because I asked Justice in audio when we were all listening to each other's
Audio.
projects. I was like, hey, what did you get a doll or something? And he's
Stop
like,
burping.
I just threw it out. I'm done with it. I was like,
Justice.
okay.
I asked him. You didn't ask him. I asked him.
Somebody asked. I don't even know. But what we were planning, the original plan was we were going to put it in your room and convince Justice that it was you that brought that in. that was all it was going to be. But, yeah, what a time. Also, on
So
the
much
day
to say, but I
before,
don't want to say it.
the day before that all happened, I went to Walmart and I saw 2 Spider-Mans
You
walking around
did.
in Walmart. It was pretty cool. They did a backflip and they did like this super cool thing. So that was pretty fun.
They did a backflip in a super cool thing.
Okay, now we have random questions. Okay?
We're gonna do speed run.
speed run. All right, and
Speed
this is
run.
all directed towards Ethan. All right, what is the best vacation you ever took and why?
Skip the first question.
I'm gonna pull a Ron Swanson. What's the best vacation you took?
That's funny because
No.
Chloe and I both agreed we won't answer these questions unless you ask us.
Oh,
That's
Yes.
kind of funny.
look at
That's
that.
kind of funny.
It's kind of funny.
Ron Swanson always answers questions with a question.
Okay. Well, what is the best? I went
Relic.
to the Grand Canyon
Relic.
one time. That
Relic.
was pretty awesome.
That sounds pretty
Wow,
awesome.
I did too.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you
I
go
also
together?
went to
No.
no.
Oh. Missed stop. Oh.
I didn't know Chloe until
Ah.
college. All right. What do you value most about being at Taylor? And you can't do the reverse card. Your Uno reverses are not allowed.
You're still
here.
skipping the very first question.
I'll get to it.
What
bothering me.
What would you say I value?
The freedom to do whatever you want. With little to no repercussions. All within reason, but
Nerf gun privileges? Question.
Oh, please. No, Ramses and I were gonna have a duel in the DC.
Yeah, you were talking
with,
about that.
with cap guns, but those are illegal here.
Yeah, they
No
are.
way.
But they're not deadly.
Okay,
But
so
they're
what's
still
your favorite
illegal.
way to spend a day?
Nerf guns.
Yeah, Nerf guns. That's right.
Same
Do
as
you-
real guns,
You,
except not.
you assume I spend my
legal?
days for funly.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
What?
Say the question again.
What's your favorite way to spend a day?
Thank you.
I don't know. It varies
Don't
from
know.
day to day. Maybe a day here.
Sure. Yeah.
Well,
Okay, so like over Thanksgiving break, you mentioned
What a
that,
sad person.
that you would enjoy it if we had no homework, but we could all just hang out. So
no,
what,
I said I
what would
didn't
you
want to leave
include?
because
Or you didn't want
when
to
I
leave?
left,
There
no,
you go.
when I left for fall break and went home, it
Yeah.
wrecked my schedule.
Okay.
I was when I came back to Taylor, I was completely unorganized. I was behind.
Then again,
Oh,
you
okay.
had just broken your collarbone before fall break too. True.
Oh, that's
Though,
true.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to point that at you. That was just where my that was just where my hand was. I'm sorry.
He was
I was-
pointing the Nerf gun at me.
It's just that's
It's
my
just how he was
that's my hand's natural position when I'm holding it like
Oh
that.
no.
pointed at me.
Maybe. Well, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. So if I went home, my
Yeah.
ideal day would probably be to wake up early, make breakfast.
What breakfast?
Eggs, probably, because that's usually all we have.
How would you make your eggs?
Sunny side up or over easy. Probably
Let's
over
go.
easy. I used to like sunny
Let's
side up,
go.
and then I tried them over easy, and I'm like, oh, I like this better. So now they're probably going to be over easy.
Have you ever done the thing where
No.
put butter in the pan? You take a piece of bread, cut a circle in it,
eggs
put
in a
the
basket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Ooh.
good.
It is really good.
Whoa.
No.
So good.
Have you ever had that?
No.
Oh, it's so good.
Journey.
We just do standard. Like I have like 5 siblings, so we just throw a whole bunch of eggs, scramble it up, and say, "Here you go."
Fair enough.
We don't have time. We're not gonna like customize each. Yeah.
No, but
customize each individual
eggs in a
egg.
basket would also save you time, though, because it combines the eggs and toast, so you only have one meal option instead of
Oh.
making both eggs and toast.
This is a good idea. I might have to try this over Thanksgiving break.
It's better with English muffins, though.
Okay.
Ooh, yum.
I
Yeah.
have to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
All right. What's the last thing you've read?
The script.
No, I know. It was a book by Jordan B. Peterson, and it's got like 3 titles that are all different. Maps of Meaning, The Architecture of Belief was 2 of them.
Interesting.
Maps of Meaning, Architecture of Belief by Jordan B. Peterson. Great book.
Very cool. What's it about?
That's a good question.
Okay, moving on.
No, well, because he breaks down the fundamental of what belief is, and it gets really complicated, and there are like individual lessons in each chapter, but basically he talks about how we perceive the world in 2 ways, in both the physical observation, which are the facts, and how we perceive it. So like in the first chapter, he talks about how a child who is touching a vase, he could see it as curiosity because he sees the physical vase and he can touch it, feel the texture, see the color. But then if his mom comes around and says, hey, don't touch that, you could break it, then that becomes something that is non-physical, but it adds a connotation. It adds like a third dimension. Oh, goodness, I wish I could explain this better. You just
Is
have
it
to,
No,
you
that
just have to
makes
read the
sense.
book.
breaking it?
There's
Okay.
like the mental perception of it, and then there's like the physical, like this is a mic, but if somebody says don't touch that, it's kind of like this negative, like oh no, like don't do that.
Yeah.
Like so it's like it puts this negative, like what you can't, the rules behind what you can and can't do with that object.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm.
And he talks about how those two affect each other, and talks about the difference between science and religion and the similarities between science and religion, and also how science and religion are meant to work together, which is really cool. Anyway,
Interesting.
yeah, very good book.
Very interesting.
Very cool.
Very good man.
What is the last TV show you've watched?
Well, The Walking Dead.
Okay. Nice.
I love
We-
that show.
A friend of mine and I are rewatching it because I've seen like the first 2 seasons, and I don't remember any of it because I watched it when I was like 10, which was not a good choice because I had nightmares. But anyway, yeah, so we're both rewatching it. I was about to say Longmire because I also watched that show. It's about a sheriff in Wyoming. It's a really good show. But no, The Walking Dead is the most recent.
Very
I
cool.
love that show.
What's one thing that can instantly make your day better?
That's hard. Jesus. I don't know.
Good call.
It just
Yes.
I don't
Safe
know.
answer.
Nerf
Yeah.
guns. Actually, if
I was gonna say
yeah,
Nerf
no,
guns.
if you
Nerf guns and Jesus just
Nerf
got put in
guns
the
and Jesus.
same
category
category.
guns. That's a song by Leonard Skinner. It's a great song.
Can you send that song to me?
Yeah.
What is
Jeez.
going on?
What are 2 things that will make your day better?
God and guns.
Okay.
I feel like that does describe your personality pretty accurately, though. What activity instantly calms you?
Building Legos.
Ooh.
Nice. Did you
What
bring a lot
Legos?
of Legos with you to college?
I didn't bring any.
Okay.
What Legos?
I was like, if not, get with Thane. He's
He builds.
yeah,
Dope.
yeah,
I build.
yeah.
So fun.
Thane is like a
Um,
huge fan of Legos.
That is dope. But no, Legos are expensive now.
Yeah.
Though. Like it's
So
insane.
expensive.
So I have, and I don't have space for them here.
Yeah.
So like if I was at home, I'd build Legos. But another thing is I'll flip on jazz music and play Minecraft, and that really brings me, that really balances
Jazz
out my
music and
emotions.
Jazz
Minecraft.
music and Minecraft.
God and guns,
combination
jazz
of
music, and Minecraft. Those are the 2 things. Those are the
Those are the 4 horsemen of Ethan's
yes.
apocalypse.
Those are the 4 horsemen of me.
Put
Okay. I'm just writing it down. You said jazz and Minecraft.
Jazz, Minecraft, God, and guns. Put God first, though, please.
Put that in the film quote book, too.
Yes, we will.
Ooh, what is the best joke you've ever heard?
What happened to the guy that farted in church?
What?
He had to sit in his own pew.
If my brothers are not laughing to that joke right now, things have seriously changed since I've left.
Moving on. Okay. I knew that'd be a fun question. Have you ever disliked something then changed your mind?
Yep. I'm trying to remember what.
Just, yep.
Well, there have been a lot of foods that I could... Okay, so my family loves Thanksgiving, and we... Before all this gluten-free garbage happened, we would always have these giant... Okay, not that it's bad. It's just...
No, yeah.
I don't...
Yeah.
Gluten-free good is... Wow, I can't talk. Gluten-free... I just can't pronounce food without the G when I say gluten-free in front of it.
Gluten-free.
No offense to the gluten-free people. I'm so sorry that you have to suffer. But
Your roommate?
Yeah, at my roommate.
Justice.
I'm sorry, Justice.
First met him, I'm like, hey, would you like an Oreo? He goes, no. And I'm like, I can't be your friend. You didn't accept the Oreo.
No, but anyway.
Sorry,
Anyway.
keep
It's just
going.
like I've tried like hundreds of vegan foods. I've tried like hundreds of gluten-free foods, and they just don't taste as good as the original stuff for me. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway, but before my family started doing some of that stuff, because my grandma is gluten-free. Because anyway.
Grandma.
Yeah, I love her. Anyway, but we would always make these huge potluck meals of like tons of stuff, and so like cranberry sauce on ham times a million. It was delicious. Anyway, but there are a lot of foods I didn't like because they were just weird combinations, like coleslaw. I still don't like coleslaw though, so that's not a good example.
Coleslaw's weird.
It is kind of weird. Anyway, but just like all these weird food combinations. Oh, okay. Ham,
Yeah.
a slice of ham,
Okay.
a slice of pineapple with a cherry in the middle of the slice, ham, and then just keep layering that in a pan and then bake it for an hour. Oh, that's so good.
Okay, I was like, if you bake it, I could see
I
that,
thought-
like the marinade stuff. I thought you were just gonna say like straight up, just eat
thought
it
you
like a
just-
sandwich, and I was like,
No.
that's disgusting.
No, that's
Why?
weird.
Like, that's disgusting. That
You
is
get that ham,
disgusting.
put the pineapple on top with the cherry in the middle, with the ham.
Just eat it like a
that.
sandwich. I was like,
Beautiful.
ew.
That's
Favorite
But
gross.
if you
sandwich.
cook it together, I could see that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
That sounds
That's
good.
good stuff.
That makes sense. Next question.
What annoys you the most? / what is your pet peeve? What is a pet peeve?
The
The answer is me.
That's a fair assessment. I don't know. It varies. Sometimes it okay. It annoys me sometimes when people say like too much.
I know. You
Like-
said that the first day of class.
I know.
And I was
I was
Because-
like, it was like this thing
like,
where
like.
yeah.
I was just thinking to myself, Ethan
Like-
Michael is not going to.
And, well, it's because every time they say that,
Yeah.
I think. Okay, so
Yeah, don't just say it. It's
just
cool.
say it.
this reflects on me mostly because I want myself to be decisive, but I want people to be decisive.
Yeah.
When they say like, I feel like. Well, okay, you can use it
Yeah.
like once or twice, but
Are you?
it makes me want. If I could talk, that'd be great. I wonder.
Are you playing Battleship on your phone right now?
Yes, that's probably why I can't talk. I'm in a very intense game of Battleship.
Are you winning?
So
Yes.
about the word like though.
Right. Okay. So
Start
when
losing.
when people say like, it's either like or it's a filler word, and so. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about this, it's not that bad. It's just kind of annoying that they say like so much.
Well,
I was gonna
agree
say
that
I
it's
want people to be
annoying.
decisive, and when they say like, I wonder if then I don't know where my sentence is going. I'm sorry.
My pet.
This is what it's like in my brain all the time.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
start it.
'cause you,
There's a train of thought, and I don't know how to express it.
Because you learn about you're learning
Express.
about a lot of like philosophy things. Is
That's
what
true.
something
Yeah.
that I've like learned about you is like you read books that are very like
You read books.
I do read.
I just
yeah.
said like but
Well, no,
you
it's
read
okay
books
if
that
you use it once or
explain-
twice. It's not that bad.
Yeah, and like you read you read books that really question what is something.
Good job.
It really brings it back to the core of something.
Mm-hmm.
So in your brain, you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I express this thing that with the right meaning of like it makes sense. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
I got it. It's
Yeah.
so when someone uses like, they go, do you want to like go to the store? And I'm like, do I want to like go to the store or do I want to go to the store? Are you like actually asking me to go to the store? Or are you sort of doing that little like shrug, like, I don't know.
You
know?
You wanna,
when
like,
they
go to the
when
store
they
or
use
something?
it like a Valley Girl sort of like
Yeah.
You want to like,
like
go to the
it's-
store?
like you want to go to the store like
No,
like,
it's that Midwestern thing. It's like no pressure, but if you want to do this and if you totally hate me afterward, that's
Yeah.
totally fine. You know that
It's so accurate.
I get it. Yeah.
it's like, you do that little shrug thing, but like, and this is sort of like, oh my word. See, that's why I can't say
Yes.
I don't like because I use it so much too.
Yeah.
But
But,
I wish the world was more decisive. The Bible says let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, and I wish it was more like that. But
I wish the world was more decisive, and I wish the world was like, not as offended. The world was like not like totally offended by everything. Like, guys,
it's fair.
It's fair. It's fair.
I don't mind people being offended. I just wish they would do something constructive with it and not turn into
Yeah.
a Karen and like.
It's true.
I don't like character assassination. If you want to
Okay.
have a conversation about why I was offensive to you and how I can fix it, please.
Interesting.
But character
Yeah.
assassination
Yeah.
is just
Yeah.
it doesn't help anybody.
this is true.
I agree.
I mean, and that's just kind of with anything. Like, it's like if
Like-
you say, Chloe, if like,
Like,
See,
I use it as a filler.
I
am never
right.
And
gonna
when
hear
I recognize it,
I
which
wanna
I
hear it.
recognize it all the time, I have to figure out how to rewrite my entire sentence
Like-
before I
Like-
say it.
Yeah, and I think as a filler, it's fine. It's like
Mhm.
some people
Yeah,
just need that extra second to think, and that's
Yeah.
totally fine with me.
like,
Mhm.
if you could live anywhere, where would it be? I think I know the answer, but I want to hear from you.
I would say Scotland,
Yeah,
100%
yeah,
of the time.
Scotland.
But their
Yeah.
government sucks. It's terrible.
Well,
Yeah.
there you
It's
have
not.
it.
The welfare system is awful over there.
Yeah.
And so I just wouldn't want to live there. If they would let me be a free range farmer and I didn't have to deal with the government, I'd move there because the Scottish Highlands are beautiful. But no, I couldn't live in Scotland with a government like that.
Have you ever visited Scotland?
I have
Live off the
not.
grid.
I do have a paid for vacation to go there sometime because my
Yo, what?
parents got me this thing where it's like you can buy 1 square foot of land from Scotland and become a lord.
You actually got that?
But yeah, I got that.
Good
but
for you.
She did research and she found this castle that had burned down a while ago, and the generational owners of it are now trying to restore it and turn it into a bed and breakfast.
Interesting.
Interesting.
To vacation to Scotland.
Yeah.
Typical stuff. Anyway, so if you bought a square foot of land, they give you discounts on all their stuff, like incredible discounts, like actual like good deals. So now that I have that deed of land, I get discounts. I can stay there for like a night and a half or something like that, and I get a
Pretty
very-
great.
owns
Okay.
land.
a short
Scotland.
vacation to Scotland. So I
Okay.
intend to use that when I'm able, when I can.
Summer
Please do.
trip.
Let
Yeah.
me
There
know when
go.
you do.
J-turn
J-turn trip.
Thanksgiving
J-turn.
trip.
Yeah, but
J-Tim.
yeah, if I can't live in Scotland, I'd probably live in like the Tennessee mountains or maybe Wyoming.
Ah. Yes.
Yeah, I love those.
Tennessee.
Very cool. So, are you concerned at all about how film will play into that? Because I know everybody's like first thought of film is like big city, big opportunity, all that stuff. So, do you feel like moving somewhere that's more not a lot of people is gonna be a problem, or I have to get the word for that.
Just the way you said that. That's like not a lot of people. I want to live where there's not.
What's the right? But you can still. I mean, you
Or
can.
a very suburban.
Yes.
Less than suburban.
Yes.
What's the opposite of urban?
Like
rural
Rural. Yeah,
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
rural area.
Yeah.
countries?
I think the internet's gonna help us a lot with that.
Yeah.
There's a website called voices.com
Mhm.
where you can just submit your voice and then someone can hire you and then you just do it all by Zoom.
Where did you hear about that?
I didn't actually hear it. It was an audio production, but
Oh, did
I
you hear
had
about
been
it
I had
before?
been using voices.com for about 2 years before that. I made my own
Oh,
account.
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't do anything with it because I got busy with school.
That's
Mhm.
fair.
But yeah. Also, I didn't have the money to pay for a subscription.
Yeah.
I was a
That's
broke
cool.
I was a broke 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Oh, you lad.
Yeah, but I think the internet's going to help with that. Of course, it's going to take all the human interaction out of it, and I hate that. Zoom's already done that a whole lot, but
I don't like Zoom.
and to be honest, I don't have all my chips on film right now anyway.
Yeah.
I'm still learning a lot about the program, and I don't know. See, okay, here's the thing. I swing. So some days I want to be a police officer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really want to be a police officer.
Okay.
I would love to be a police officer and then become a sheriff. That's my dream would be to become a county sheriff.
I see it.
Other days I want to become a film major.
Yeah.
And it's like, those are so polarized. And this has been with me for like
Yeah,
3 or
but-
4 years of either wanting to be
Yeah.
a police officer or wanting to be in the film industry.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's those
But you
two
can do
specifically.
both
No, yeah.
because this is
You
what
can
we're
do
learning.
both.
Here's what we're learning
What are
in
we
film.
learning?
No, guys, it all
What are we
connects.
learning?
So in Kathy's class, we're learning about how experiences allow you to make films. So you could go and be a police officer, and then you can make films about that experience. Because you'd have the inside scoop of
I'm
of
sorry.
what had happened, and you can represent them well.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Doesn't it
That
make
makes a
sense?
lot of sense. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I was kind of confused because sometimes I was like, am I just not thinking right?
No,
I was
no,
like,
no.
Okay.
I agree with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It felt like the way you were presenting. I
The-
don't know.
the
I'm not going to
presentation.
comment.
Okay.
It was good. It was really good. It was
I was
really
like, you
good.
just have to bear with me as we get through the first sentence of what I
It
had
just
said.
felt like you're like, oh no, it felt like you were a mom. And
Oh,
you're,
yeah.
and it's like your son was coming up and
You
like,
know-
Mom, I want to be an astronaut and a garbage.
And I'm like, do them both,
Something.
son.
You're
Do them
like-
both.
And you're like, son, experiences will let you do both or what? I don't know.
That's
Move
funny.
on.
That is
I don't
funny.
know. Excuse me.
Funny.
What is your proudest accomplishment
Um.
being on the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
I
You got that plot of land out.
do have a plot of land out in Scotland. I own 1 square foot of land.
He is a lord, guys.
I'm a lord. I
Lord.
don't know. Okay, so I didn't get a lot of medals growing up or anything. Like, I did soccer for 5 years. I was decent, but I wasn't the best. You know, so it's like I don't have any of those type of I don't have any of those type of accomplishments, but I don't know. I'm trying to think. I rode a horse once.
That is an
That's pretty
accomplishment.
good.
Good for
That's an
you.
accomplishment.
Honestly, good for
No.
you.
Yeah.
I love horses.
I love horses.
They're so nice. I love them. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say just surviving to this day would be a good accomplishment.
That is a fantastic
That's very
accomplishment. I'm
fair.
very
Yeah.
proud of you.
What?
Okay, I do have a medal for outstanding freshman in my radio TV class from high school. I do have that.
Good
that
for
that
you.
was a coveted
Good for
position that
you.
I won. And that
pretty
was
good.
because I spent hours screaming in a booth to get a Foley project done, and Mr. Hudson got mad at me. But
Parallels.
that's beside the point.
Parallels.
Hey, shout out to
Yeah,
the best radio TV
parallels.
teacher ever, Jonathan Hudson. If you're listening,
Shout
you
out
probably
to
aren't,
Jonathan
but
Hudson. I
shout
love
out Jonathan Hudson. I love you. You're a beast. Keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Good for you.
he was my high school teacher for the radio TV program. He was
Oh,
awesome.
that's great.
Yeah.
So that kind of ties into a question. I don't know if it's on the sheet still, but who do you look up to?
Who do you, oh, that's not on the sheet. That's a good question.
There's a list. I look up to Jeff Wallace, Chief of Police here. I look up to Greg Dyson, the Vice President
Jeff
of
Wallace.
Agricultural Communications.
Pretty cool, yeah.
I look up to Dr. Diller a lot. He's a
Mhm.
pretty cool dude. I look up to a bunch of guys on the floor, and Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Cal Anderson, definitely. And I could just list them all and
Yeah,
be
yeah.
nice. But yeah, no, there's a lot of people I look up to. A lot of people that teach. I also look up to Jordan B. Peterson. Even though I've never met the man, I
Yeah.
love what he says. I listen to his podcast regularly.
You constantly
Very
repost
cool.
his stuff.
I do constantly
Yeah.
repost
no,
his stuff.
sometimes it's good stuff.
Great stuff. Yeah.
Very cool. So what's the last podcast that you've
No.
listened to?
Oh.
That's on here, I think.
Yeah, but you're like skipping the 3 best questions.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast, starring Jordan B. Peterson. I also listened to
Wow.
his daughter has a podcast as well. I listened to that a few episodes of that one. She did an episode on men's fashion, and that was pretty good. Yeah, Michaela Peterson, pretty good.
Good
as
for
well.
her.
Interesting. Ooh.
That one actually is more geared towards women if you guys are interested, because I know Jordan B. Peterson is a lot about manly stuff. Sometimes, not all
Yeah.
the time, but sometimes. But yeah,
Well, he is a man, so.
that is true.
What is the longest you've gone without sleep?
And
I have
why?
a number. And why?
Um,
I have a number if you want to hear.
I don't think I've ever pulled an all-nighter, to be honest.
Really?
That's a bucket list now.
That is definitely.
Okay.
Well,
Interesting.
it'll get close whenever editing all.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, hang out with me. And you'll pull an
yeah.
all-nighter.
I've definitely stayed up till like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
writing essays, but then I got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep before 7. No, so that'll be 2 hours of sleep. I woke up at 7:30.
So what's your lowest amount of hours you can function on?
I think I could pull an all-nighter and be fine. Honestly,
Do you guys want to know my number?
yes.
87 hours.
How did you even make? How many days?
So what is
that?
that, like 3 days?
8 days.
That's 8 days?
48 hours is.
That's 2 days.
48 hours
That's
is 2
like
days.
3.
No, that's
So
4
it's
days.
4 days. It's
4
4
days.
days.
Yeah, 4 days.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why not?
Did you like just go on
Well,
with the bangs
so-
and the? Red
It's
Bulls
kinda-
and the.
No, actually, I wasn't on anything.
Wow.
A tradition that I do every year on New Year's is
That doesn't seem healthy. I'm just gonna say right now.
Start the new year off right. No sleep.
no, as I pull an all-nighter from New Year's Eve to New Year's, doing it like a massive Lego set. Why'd you burp?
Michael. As your
Wait a minute. Hold on.
As your mother.
that was inappropriate.
I'm sorry, Mom. It won't happen again.
Anyways, Chloe.
All right, your New Year's tradition.
Your
You
New
stole
Year's
my
tradition.
gun again.
Your
Please
New
don't
Year's
shoot me.
tradition.
I don't want to die.
Sure.
New Year's tradition.
I pulled
Right
an
now.
all-nighter.
You pulled an all-nighter.
I pull an
And?
all-nighter building a Lego set. And this Lego set...
You pulled an all-nighter 3 times.
Yeah, I did. It was a very intense Lego set.
What did you build? Like I feel
What was it?
like the Death Star, like huge.
That's on my list.
The $5,000
It was-
one. Like
Oh my gosh.
okay.
It was the really big, like, Millennium Falcon.
Okay.
Which one?
The biggest one.
Oh
for
wait, like
4
the
days.
$500 one?
I think so. Yeah.
That's impressive.
That is pretty impressive.
That's really impressive. I am in awe.
It broke in
real.
our move, though. We moved houses and it broke,
Oh,
which is really
man.
sad. I have a massive collection of giant Lego sets because I do that tradition.
Oh man.
Massive Legos.
What's the most daring thing that you've done? That's a fun one.
Or things.
Or that
let's see.
you've thought of doing.
You don't want me to go there.
We can go there.
No, it involves murder.
No.
Same.
This radio station is PG.
We are
Remember,
PG.
remember.
Not even PG-13. We're PG.
I don't know. I've done a lot of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I did parkour in Indianapolis a bunch. That was fun.
Where?
Just on tops of buildings. There's a lot of really small stuff. I never like jumped building to building, but I would be on like top of the AC vents and stuff. But I didn't. See, when I get put on the spot, I can never remember just one thing
Yeah.
Same.
that I've done. I've done a whole bunch of stuff. I jumped off the top of a car when I was like 8. So
Was
I
it
was
moving?
a small child. No, it was not moving.
So when Ethan says his proudest accomplishment is to be here alive right now, he is not.
He means
oh, I
it.
don't know. I know that.
He has
Yeah.
broke his collarbone.
Don't underestimate that fact.
He has done many things,
You know what? That is my
Many
greatest accomplishment is
risky things.
breaking my collarbone and surviving.
and that's.
Solid. Have you ever been cliff jumping?
Yes.
Have you ever gone
Solid.
skydiving?
No, I was supposed to. I
Okay.
have my grandma gave me a ticket to go skydiving for my birthday, and I haven't used it yet. I need to use it. I'm sorry,
wanna
Grandma.
go
I know you spent a lot of money on that.
There you go.
Is
though.
it like unlimited? Can you still use
No.
it, or did it expire?
Oh, it's unlimited, or it's either unlimited or expires like next year.
All right,
So like I still have a
we're
ton of
going
time.
right now.
Well, Thanksgiving break.
My grandma has been
J-Time.
skydiving. She's 84 years old. She's been skydiving 4 times.
Wow.
Shout out
In
to
the
your
past
grandmother.
3 years.
I have a new role model.
So yeah, she has a membership at Indy Skydive, and
That's
that's
so
how she got me
cool.
into the tickets.
No way.
That is so cool.
What in the world?
What is one thing you will never do again?
Eat butternut squash soup with ginger.
Yeah.
That was.
Ew.
We got
Yeah.
that.
Why did you think that was a good idea?
I didn't. My mom did. She's like, "Oh, this
Okay.
is on sale. Let's try it." Because she was the on sale mom. She's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Let's try." I was fine with trying new things, new
Yeah.
soups. It is the worst concoction
Yeah.
anyone has ever made.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It was the plague of our family, and I could smell it for days after we cooked it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I love how Chloe's just agreeing with all of
She's
this.
like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will never eat that cursed stuff again.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to anyone who likes it.
That just sounds so gross.
And I say, yeah.
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 Let's see here.
Oh no, we're at the end of our list.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay.
Our
Do you
table
listen to podcasts,
next
or would you rather listen to podcasts or music?
Depends.
Okay.
Depends on what I'm doing. Podcasts. Both can be used to kill time or to enjoy them. I think I use music to kill time more than podcasts
being
because I
fair.
want to.
Both can be used to kill. Oh, that's all I heard.
It's true.
Time.
Just depends on what you're listening to. I don't know. I think I listen to a healthy balance of both.
Fair.
What's your go-to music style?
Not
That kind of goes into our next segment, which is music.
Western, but not country.
Okay. Yep. I
Country
follow it.
country is
Don't-
when people sing with an accent
Yeah.
that's quote unquote
I take
country.
my horse
Exactly.
to the old town road.
And then they rap, and then it's all just
Yeah. And it all sounds
trash.
pretty much the same. Western music is stuff like
Bluegrass. Or,
bluegrass.
I,
I love bluegrass.
Yeah.
love bluegrass.
Mhm.
I hate country. Hate it.
There's
Love
definitely a
bluegrass.
difference. When I went
Yeah.
out west, like the Western music, and we
Just
went to
snort.
like touristy places, so they would always play it. But like, there's definitely a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Do you play any instruments?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
like, if you played
I
banjo, that'd be pretty.
I would love to
pretty
play banjo.
interesting.
I
I
know
wanna
like
learn
three chords on the guitar, but I don't know like anything about it. I just
Yeah.
pluck. So I
'Cause
couldn't
you
I
have
couldn't I couldn't perform guitar. That's what
Because
I'm
you have a
saying.
guitar in
Yeah.
your room. Is
Yeah,
that yours or
It's
just
mine. I played it sometimes.
Okay.
I was because I'm very bad at teaching myself things. So
Yeah,
like I
that's
spent a year on YouTube and I still only know 5 chords and
That's
0
fair.
strumming patterns.
Yeah.
But I can play some songs anyway. But I broke the string on it the other day, so I sent it home.
Oh,
Yeah.
bummer.
Super sad.
That's sad.
Not like I used it a whole bunch anyway, but
Yeah, but still, the potential
That's
has
sad.
now officially left.
right.
I'm
yeah.
gonna cry after this.
Oh. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about some music. Music or favorite artist. Any new music that you've. Why does it say Dune: A Hidden Life? Oh, is that the film? Okay. So-
Soundtrack music that I'm into right now.
Yeah.
If you want to hear my opinion, but no, that's okay.
So there's this fancy website called statsforspotify.com that tells you what you listen to, top artist, top
Yeah.
album, top song.
Interesting.
I'm going to log into that real quick and tell you what I've been listening to the most.
I would like to give a shout out. So this is a discussion.
A shout out?
This is shout out, but it's
shout out.
also a question, and I feel like it fits because Ethan likes to debate these types of questions.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Is the new Taylor Swift album a new Taylor Swift album, or is it just an old one?
this also goes
That-
with that thing you sent me, and you said
Oh.
thoughts.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I would play it, but it's got curse words in it.
So is
Yeah,
the
no, we're
new
not gonna
Taylor
play
Swift
it.
album, is it new, or is it just a remake of all of her new songs?
Here's the problem with Taylor Swift.
Yes.
No matter how many words she uses, no matter how many different chord structures, strumming patterns, whatever, it's always about someone she broke up with.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
even if they're different songs, she
Yeah.
could make a song that sounded like Imagine Dragons and doesn't sound like Taylor Swift,
Uh-huh.
and it would still be a rehashed album.
So do you find it disturbing that she's
Oh, yeah.
dated or broken up with every single type of guy?
Oh yeah, I
creepy.
legitimately had
That's
like
so creepy.
the yarn on the corkboard theory. You know, when someone has all the papers
Oh
and
my
stuff,
God,
and
that
it's connected
meme?
by yarn.
The meme.
Yes.
Yes.
I had that going about how I was wondering if she was dating people and then dropping them just to make new albums.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I've wondered that too. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's like an official conspiracy. That's like
I think
Yeah.
she
probably
does.
proven true.
Yeah.
And it's because like I understand there's music is very cathartic. Like you write a
Yeah.
song to release emotions.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Yeah.
It's super
Oh.
good. But when you beat a dead horse so much like she's done,
Yeah.
you start to wonder.
Yeah.
And the
And
thing
it's like
is-
she is a storyteller. Like she directs a lot of her films. She makes a lot of things.
She's
So
really good at it.
She's
Yeah.
really good at it. She's a really good storyteller. But there is that level of like, how does she get these? Because what if she was just making all these stories up? Like, what if that's just part of her writing stories?
Mhm.
But it's like there's no way that that's true, considering that this is like her what number album, and like it is about the same thing. And so it's like she's definitely going
Yeah.
out of her way. But the fact that we don't really, I'm not really like into Taylor Swift that much, so maybe this is not true. But like, I don't know. I really like the publicity of like who these guys are. Like, nobody really knows, right?
Yeah. Well,
Which
Jake
is kind of
Gyllenhaal.
impressive that she did
Why
that.
is it going down?
Yeah.
No, I was gonna say, and this kind of goes with that thing you sent me. I feel like, especially with the new drop of like the Red album,
Yeah.
thing, whatever.
The
Oh.
remake.
I
Yeah,
understand that the reason she's doing it is because she wants to have
So
claim in her own music and such.
yeah.
Because she lost the rights to that. She wants to have
Yeah.
the rights to her music again. But at the same time, it feels like she's re-recording it to keep reminding us that she exists.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so just to like explain kind of what happened with that, because we learned about this in a class.
What class?
Basically, at Media Society. So
Yeah.
So basically, whenever an artist gets signed under a record deal, the record company gets a certain amount of money from that thing. And because the music industry has changed from like consuming music from CDs into now Spotify and free streaming streaming things, it's definitely changed the way that people get money, like artists. Ethan is blowing his nose in the corner of the
He just
studio.
got up and went over.
But because it's changed the way that people get their music and the way that artists get paid, she decided to remake all of her songs so that she gets all of the money from all of these streaming services. Because record deals don't give the money to artists over streamings. They just give the money to themselves.
No,
so,
and that makes sense.
And since she's directing a lot of her films, a lot of like her music videos and stuff, she's also like directing and making the money from those, since she's made those as an independent artist, which is really impressive.
I understand why she's doing it. It's the fact that she is doing it that I'm like,
it's kind of weird. Yeah, I agree.
Because then she's also making new music to go with the album, and that feels like it's like, hey, I can still write music.
Yeah.
Don't ignore me, world.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's interesting.
Just come out with a new album.
Okay, so before we have, all right, we have 3 minutes, and I want to throw this in here because we wanted to actually make an effort to throw this in. We wanted just to talk about something that you've learned this week relating to your faith.
Oh, yeah.
In some way. And I'll go first.
You could probably go
since
first.
We got like 3 minutes.
Sure.
So something I learned is from Galatians.
2.
Either Ephesians or
It says
Galatians.
Galatians 2 here on the itinerary.
It does, but I might have written it down wrong. And it was just talking about like how hypocrisy within Christianity, like it ruins so many people, like the way that they view Christians. So like the example that they were given was, I cannot even remember this is terrible, but basically, some groups of people would stop hanging out with like so-called sinners because whenever like Paul would visit that town, they were like, oh no, we can't hang out with this group of people because, you know, they're sinners. I don't want Paul to think badly of me. And whenever they did that whole group of people like completely was turned off by their hypocrisy. So yeah.
Ignore him.
So Ethan,
keep talking about, I was going to say, ignore what he's doing.
No, that's my wrap up because I learned that this morning. So it's very, very loose in information, but that just stuck out to me.
Sure. So what's the question?
Like, what's something that like either you've learned from reading or like just in general?
Oh, I got you. I thought you were asking me about what you just said.
Oh no.
No, that's fine.
Do you have something?
Or just like from chapel. Like it doesn't have to be like.
If you don't have something, that's okay.
And if you don't, you're good.
I have something. It's just not something that's gonna take a short amount of time. Like, it's not concise.
I don't think there's a show afterwards.
Yeah, you're
but
good.
I do
Just
respect your guys' time.
I mean, I'm free for the rest of the night. I don't know how the
We're
rules go.
not going for 2 hours, but explain.
We
I was
could
like,
go
'cause I
though.
feel
Honestly, we could do a part 2.
Part 2.
We'll definitely do a part 2, and honestly, we can extend the time. I understand if listeners want to tune out and stuff, but we can keep going.
Yeah. Okay. So
we don't necessarily have to be done right at 9.
Explain, Ethan.
Explain what?
Just
what you're
talk.
gonna say.
Yeah, take as much time as you need.
I'm trying to find my notes on it.
There is a show at 10, so we do have to be here. We have to be out by 10, but we won't be here till 10. That's okay.
Come on, it was in Thessalonians.
Journey, we should sing a song while he's listening. What song should we sing? Oh, no, when we were in the DC today, there was this guy blasting Adele music, so I was able to...
Someone like you.
Adele.
But the best for you. Don't forget me.
Oh, okay.
Me and Chloe are gonna sing for Mygen next year, just so you guys know.
You should join us for Mygen. We're trying to get a band
what was
together.
the other Adele song that they were playing?
Huh?
What was the other Adele song they were playing?
I set fire to the rain. Watch it pour inside. Touch your face. Well, it burned while I cried, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name. Your name.
Well.
Do the O's of the oh. Whoa.
I just came from choir, so my voice is all good. All right, we found it.
So, coming to Taylor.
Yes.
Yeah.
It has been a learning curve because I faced opinions and voices I'd never heard before because I grew up in a very small Christian conservative household, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I got reintroduced to the woke culture. I got reintroduced to a lot of liberal views on Christianity, stuff I had always been taught was wrong. Well, not wrong, but different.
But yeah.
And so I wasn't a Baptist, but I definitely wasn't a Pentecostal either.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, anyway, I questioned my faith, questioned a lot of what I believed, because if there are so many fractions of Christianity, how are we supposed to know? I understand that no description is going to capture or explain the complexities of Christianity, but when you're deconstructing these ideas, you gotta be careful, you know,
Yeah.
because everyone has grown up in Christianity at some point, and they have to make their faith their own. And in doing so, they go through a process of deconstruction. They learn about, you know, different opinions, different ideas, different things, and they have to decide what they want for themselves and what they think God is saying. I'm just gonna read from my notes. For some, it's like renovating a house. They keep the core structure, which is the orthodoxy, but make their faith their own. They strip away what may have been cultural additions to the faith their parents handed down to them. And then there are others that deconstruct by taking the whole house down. They do so the way a home is demolished, destroying everything. Then they rebuild, sometimes using the same type of structure, sometimes using something altogether different. And, you know, people catch flack for this, but how you deconstruct matters. The books you read, the questions you ask, the people you listen to matter. If you have questions, the scriptures have answers, and you may not like the answers, but they're there. And so the one thing I've learned is when I've faced with all these different opinions and stuff, it's really revitalized the importance of scripture and what it says. So my spiritual life has definitely been a lot better coming here, because I didn't have answers to questions. Because I grew up with really great Christian mentors, and I grew up with my parents, so all my questions got answered. And now that I'm here, I still can text them, but on the spot, I don't have a lot of those answers. And so it's really revitalized how important scripture is to read and memorize. We're all in some type of learning and deconstructing process, but in this process, we got to seek Jesus first. And Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No one comes to the Father except through me. And if you believe Jesus is God, God is the Word, and the Word was flesh, and the Word became flesh. Therefore, you got to read the Word to read God. So that's pretty much what I've learned. That was a lot more concise than I thought it would be.
That's
really
really
good.
good.
That was
Really good.
That was really good.
And
That was pretty good.
I agreed with about everything.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I think honestly, like a lot of freshmen I've talked to, including myself, it definitely. What? How is that even funny? A lot of freshmen I've talked to, including myself.
You don't talk to yourself,
How
Chloe?
is that? Okay. I don't know why.
I don't know why I'm laughing.
Okay. Well, what I was just gonna
I
say
talk to
though.
myself all the time.
No, okay. A lot of people I've talked to, including myself. Okay, no, it's just like this idea of like Chloe's dying. just this idea of like, yeah, like what you said, you know, Chloe's dead. Okay, but it's just this idea.
Wait till
of,
I tell her I have two people living in my head that I talk to.
No, I got like at least 5. It's okay.
It's okay. Well, I agree with that, of this whole idea of like I don't know, I feel like before coming to Taylor, there was this whole idea of like, oh yeah, like you're like spiritually, like it's gonna be so good for you, you're like you're gonna just be in such a good spot, and it's like, no, because there's like a whole nother level of like Christianity, especially within like divisions of denominations, and then like all of these gray areas that's like we have to decide, okay, do we think that this is right or wrong, or is it dependent on the context of the situation? And so it's like, it really just like threw me a curveball. So like I agree with that 100%, and like just and it's also like you don't always know who you can look up to. Like I feel like at this point we do have a good gauge of like, okay, you know, there's certain professors that we would ask for advice, but it's definitely like the first 2 to 3 weeks it was like, okay, who can we talk to about this on campus, since on campus is like who we have access to. So yeah, it's very makes you think.
Yeah.
I like how much freedom, I guess is the right word. That like I guess freedom of belief that you have here, how open they are to different views and opinions, because my school is very, very conservative. Very like this is the way you do things. If you don't do it this way, or if you don't believe this particular thing, you're wrong or whatever. So I really like how here at Taylor you're able to see multiple I don't want to say multiple religions, but you're able to see
denominations,
denominations,
Perspectives.
yeah,
on,
cultures
yeah,
represented in one space.
yeah,
I think that is very beautiful and very realistic to how the world actually is.
yeah,
Because the world is not, this is the only way we do things, despite what the world itself may believe.
yeah, and it's like something that I think of as an example is like the way that churches worship. So where I came from, there was a lot of like hymnals and a little bit of contemporary music.
Yeah.
And then I switched churches a couple different times, but it was always like contemporary or hymnals basically.
Yeah.
And any church camp I went to, it was always like the same thing. But then coming here, it's like, hold up, like we have so many different cultures represented here. Like we've had Spanish
Mosaic
worship
night, for example.
Night.
Yeah.
We've had who was the guy at chapel? He came
I don't
from the
remember.
Congo.
He was fantastic.
And he sang like this. He led like, I don't want to misrepresent
I don't want to get it.
but
I don't want to get it wrong.
he sang a worship in
We'll
a
say
very
traditional African worship.
Yeah, African
We'll say
worship basically. And it was really, really neat to see that. And so it's like things like that. If somebody declares a certain worship style completely right and another worship style wrong, it's like, how can you, like if you're praising God, it's like, can you really say like, it's just it's one of those things. That is one thing I've definitely thought about.
One thing I found interesting, it's not really something I've learned, it's just something I've noticed about myself, is I grew up in a very traditional Lutheran church. Very small, very traditional. We had like an organ, and all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Very traditional church. And one thing I noticed, and I've noticed it before, but I noticed especially here, is that the music in my church is in the back.
Yeah, you said this was a really interesting point, actually.
Yeah. The music is in the back of the church, and we're all facing the front. We're all facing the cross.
Yeah.
And even the pastor is turned forward facing the cross, because for us, and what I grew up with is, or what I grew up believing is that all the music you hear, all the music that's played, it goes forward to God.
Yeah.
What I've noticed here and with like contemporary modern worship at like my school, like Grace, here at Taylor, anywhere, is that all the music is up front on the stage.
In front of the cross.
In front of the cross.
Yeah.
So and like the singers or performers are facing the audience. So for me, it's weird because it's like, I know it's not how it is, but it feels like we're worshiping them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's fair.
Instead of God.
Yeah, yeah.
So for me, that's just something that's been really weird, because it's different than what I grew up with.
Yeah.
And I know that's not what they intended.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But
for sure. There is definitely an element of like in contemporary worship, there's always this idea of like, the lights, the stage, like whenever
it feels like they're putting on a show versus worshiping God. And I know that's not what they intend, but that's just what I feel like. And so for me, it's sometimes uncomfortable to worship in that setting.
Yeah, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's why I come in late to chapel every day. Because I can't worship in that setting.
I was about to say, I have to close my eyes because I can't, like, if I see, I don't know, like, it's like I feel it's really easy for me to like judge the way that certain people worship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just like, I have to close my eyes if I'm going to be here, because I can't, like, I'm just like, this is not the point of chapel, is to judge people. Like, this is not the point at all. Mm-hmm. So I can't look at people around me whenever I'm there. And it is an interesting thing, because in contemporary worship, like, the fact that to set up for chapel, they have a whole setup team. And then they have, like, 10 people in the back doing the lights, doing the music, doing the slideshows for the words. Like, it is definitely has an element of a show, but it's also, like, in the culture that we live in, like, it's definitely one of those things that makes you think.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's because worship is so personal.
Yeah.
And that means you can personally define what worship is for you. So what worship is for me might not be what worship is for you.
Yeah.
So what they've done is, when some people who can use those lights as worship will put it on everybody else, it might not be the same for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we've just come to the fold of, well, we've been conditioned to worship before every service. You can't have a sermon without a worship service before, But some people don't worship like that. Some people don't even worship musically at all. Some people worship in other means, through prayer, through whatever. Okay, I'm going to get on a soapbox real quick. I think worshiping every time before a sermon is not healthy. I don't think that we should have mandatory worship services before every sermon.
Yeah.
the ideal church, in my opinion, just from what I've learned, and this is not the law. This is just how I would worship. Is you have the service at this time. Musical worship is optional. Go into the sanctuary. It'll have this time, 5-minute intermission afterwards, and then the service starts, so that the people who don't worship musically can go into prayer rooms or can go talk or can do a worship God in their own way, and then they come into the service. I don't think that back-to-back worship and then service should be a thing, because when you force musical worship on people who don't worship musically, you lose their heart of worship.
Yeah.
And
the whole point of worship, I feel like, is to get focused on what you're about to learn, who you're about to learn about, which is like God. So it's like if it causes people to focus more on like, oh man, that singer sang so good today, or like, and obviously there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I love concerts, I love music, stuff like that.
That's why I'm like,
but it's like if your focus isn't on the right thing for the purpose in which you're trying to get out of it, it's like, ooh,
Yep. No,
point.
in the Lutheran Church, everything is musical. We sing pretty much everything. But that's because that's how our structure is. And if you don't like that, then, don't come to our church, find a different denomination or whatever. We have like at least 4 hymns that we sing. We have various musical elements throughout. That is how we worship. That is what I'm probably the most comfortable worshiping, just because that's what I grew up with. Yeah.
Very interesting.
I don't remember where I was going with that, but that's
That's
okay.
okay.
That's how
okay.
we worship.
That's
here at the
how.
Lutheran Church.
Yeah.
Loved it. So,
Sorry if I scared you with that.
Well, with that, we went 13 minutes over.
That's okay.
So let's just wrap up this podcast.
No. Last question. What are we doing over Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah, okay. We can do this. Yes.
We can do that.
Idea. I have no idea what my family has planned for Thanksgiving. We don't even have like a Thanksgiving dinner planned yet
That's
that
fair.
I know of. So
We're
I'm just
doing
gonna go home.
takeout.
Yeah.
We're doing takeout.
Takeout's good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know either. No idea.
I need to meet up with 2 friends. Only 2 though. And I need to buy sweaters. That's what I'm doing.
I'm gonna go Goodwill shopping. New
Fair.
clothes, cheap clothes,
Yeah.
quality
let's go.
clothes.
Good stuff.
All right, guys. So, what did we take away from this?
Many
show.
things. If you want to know, tune back and you can hear Ethan burp. You can hear about our denominations. You can hear about.
That's our
You can hear
takeaway.
jazz, Minecraft, God and Guns.
Heck yeah, that's my new podcast name. Jazz, Minecraft, God, and Guns. God goes first.
God goes
God,
first.
So
guns,
it's
jazz, and Minecraft.
No,
God,
and-
Guns, Jazz, Minecraft.
And you put it in the
Tuesdays
wrong
at
order,
6.
and then you say God goes first. I'd like to.
Oh.
Oh no, it's Jazz, Minecraft, God, and Guns. God goes first. That's the part of the title. It's a really long
Yeah,
title.
that's a part of the title.
I love that. All right, well that's a wrap. And
No.
This is not.
It's not wrapped up. This is how we wanted to end our podcast.
Oh boy, it's in all caps.
It's a sigh.
Well, before we do that,
Oh, okay.
why are you so interested in Scotland? We need to build up to this.
We already established this. He liked the view.
Oh,
He liked the landscape.
he likes the view.
That's a very long and
Well,
personal discussion.
It's the view, and
We
the
have an hour.
landscape. No, we do not have an hour. I have to get up at 5.
You can go.
I have to get up at 5:40
That
tomorrow
sounds like a
morning.
you problem,
Why do you have to
Journey.
get up
It
at
is a
5:40?
you problem.
Set up for chapel.
Oh.
Speaking of chapel.
Yeah, speaking of chapel. Why are you setting up so early? Chapel's not till 10.
Yeah, but people's like classes start at 8, so they have a setup from 6 to 7:15, and then the worship
Oh.
is from
Yeah.
7:15 to 7:50.
Gotcha.
Where do you guys
Practice.
sit at chapel?
I sit on
I
the
sit-
top left.
Yeah, I
Oh,
sit
okay.
on like upstairs, downstairs, wherever I want,
Sit
depending
on
on
the
if I'm
bottom
taking
left.
pictures
I'm
or
right
not for
underneath
chapel.
you.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Tomorrow I'll be in the box,
this
though.
is really gross.
Nice. Yeah, I need to.
So,
Doing graphics.
lead up to the thing. What's your favorite Scottish movie? Like,
Braveheart, you know this.
Okay, so
I'm trying to build up to what we're trying to finish here.
She's trying to indirectly ask you if you will just do the
The
Braveheart
Braveheart
speech.
speech? Yes, I
As
will
an
do the
exit.
Braveheart
Yes.
speech.
Now just
All right.
Here's the, hold
stand
on.
back.
You got it.
stand
Do
back.
you have a pen?
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah. No, that's a bad pen.
It still works. It's
No.
a pen. He just asked for a pen, whether
This
it was
pen.
working
no,
or
no,
not.
That pen. That pen's better. No, stop. There you go.
All right.
So,
The way we're gonna end
Ethan's
this
favorite movie is
podcast-
Braveheart. If you haven't seen Braveheart, well,
You're
neither
missing
have
out.
I.
Neither have I. That's good.
Um,
That is good.
and twice, from what I've heard, he said this speech twice, but there's like a grand hype up speech that I think he's become known for because he said this speech at John Fest in front of literally everyone.
I'm not gonna play it. I
have the
need to
aux
get
cord
what
if
the
you
young
want.
soldier
Okay.
said.
It's really good.
They're gonna play epic music with the speech.
That'd be fun.
I don't even know if anyone's still tuned in. That's okay.
If you are, call the station right now.
No, please don't call the
Call
station.
the station right now.
Please no. But are you writing it down?
No.
Okay.
I was like, this
But
is gonna take
he
forever.
he said this speech. I'm trying to fill time. He said this speech
got it.
during
All right,
John
he's ready.
Fest in front
He's
of
ready.
all the film majors. Okay.
This is our first
Okay.
impression of Ethan Michael.
Who wants to say the longer one? Who wants to say the shorter one?
I'll
I
say
can.
it. Can I just say them both?
The shorter one? Okay, sure. The
Dang,
shorter
okay.
one goes first. Not yet.
'Kay.
Not yet. I've wanted to do this because the full speech
'Kay.
involves a call and response, but no one does the full
Okay,
speech,
got it.
and that makes
Okay.
me upset. Okay.
Just point to me when it's my part.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you recording me?
Just
I'm
do
gonna.
it.
Okay.
Just
Sons
do it.
of Scotland. Okay. I can't do it without yelling because it's this big old moment.
So just scoot
Back
back.
away.
Just scoot back.
Sons of.
Just
now,
do it.
now it's gonna be cringy. Hold on.
I can't speak in Scottish, so it's gonna be like.
Just it
William
doesn't matter.
Wallace is 7 feet tall.
Don't exaggerate it
Journey,
like
you
that.
want me
Just
to
say
have
it
that?
normally.
No, I got it.
Okay.
She's got it.
I don't know why this is so hard for me.
'Kay.
Sons of Scotland. I am William Wallace.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
No, say it. Say it.
William Wallace.
Yes.
Is
No.
7 feet tall.
No, say it like quizzically, like you don't believe that I am actually William
Oh,
Wallace.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
Yes. Say it. Say it.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall. Are you kidding me? Like,
no, not
for
no,
real?
no, not like you're disbelieving what you're saying, but like you don't believe I'm William Wallace. You're like William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
There you go.
There you go.
There you
Okay,
go.
let's do that again.
Oh,
Sons of Scotland. I am William Wallace.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
No.
Dirty.
Don't say it like a question. Just say William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
William Wallace is 7 feet tall.
Yes, I've heard. It kills men by the hundreds. And if he were here, he'd consume the English with fireballs from his eyes and bolts of lightning from his arse. I am William Wallace, and I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. You have come to fight as free men, and free men you are.
Fight against that? No. We will run. And we will live. I'm so sorry.
You have come to fight as
Fight
free men,
against
and free
that?
men you are. What will you do with that freedom?
Fight against that? No. We will run and we will live.
We will
I,
live.
I, fight, and you may die.
Here we go.
Run, and you'll live, at least for a while. And lying in your beds many years from now.
Would you be
Dang
willing?
it! I'm
Would
so
you be
out of
willing?
practice. Would you be willing? No.
Would you be willing?
I'm so out of practice. This is just embarrassing.
The fact that I knew it.
I know.
Would you be willing?
Yeah, you were right. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I was right.
And lying in your beds many years from now, would
No.
you be willing to trade all the days from this point to that, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take
Okay.
our freedom? See, I can't.
We can't yell in the radio
When I
station.
don't yell, it ruins my mojo, and then I
Yeah.
get the lines wrong. But there you go. I can.
Yay,
I'll,
that
I'll
was-
All right,
just-
well, that's a
That
wrap.
made this whole hour and a
That's a
half
wrap.
show worth it.
That's a wrap.
He's pointing the gun at me again.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right,
Yeah?
that's a wrap.
That's all right.
Hey, shout out to my mom for listening.
Shout out to my friend and my father for still listening. You guys are fantastic.
Woohoo!
You stayed till the end, and William Wallace is what you got.
Woohoo!
All right,
That
unfortunately,
wasn't my best.
All right.
that was not his best.
See if this just works.
No,
No, I just want to see if
no. Are we gonna jam to music?
What is
No, you
that?
gotta do this.
Does that even work?
I think that turns the mics off.
There we go. Are we done?
Woohoo!
You still here?
All right, cool.
I don't know.
This is the end of the. This is the end.
Okay,
Farewell, friends.
guys, we'll have to do a part 2.
Say goodbye.
Farewell.
We're gonna do a part 2.
I'm down.
Sure.
We'll have Ethan back.
Deal. Not next week. Next week is Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
and then the
that's
week
right.
after that is
we will
Thing.
not be on air next week because of Thanksgiving. Sorry,
Yep.
it's unfortunate. But the week after, tune in.
Tune in.
to Journey with Chloe, episode 11. Thank you all for listening. Goodbye. Oh, wait.
Oh.
You turned off the